Good afternoon. At this time, can you please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Welcome, graduates, family, friends, faculty, and esteemed guests, to the 56th Annual Commencement Ceremony for the Truman High School Class of 2020. Patriots, congratulations. We made it, and that's saying a lot this year. Graduation is a significant achievement in our lives, one that isn't possible without the help of many people along the way. First and foremost, we extend a thank you and congratulations to our parents, grandparents, and guardians, those special people who have supported us through all the ups and downs to this very moment.
There are a few other recognitions we would like to make. We are also proud of a different kind of graduate here today, the retiring faculty class of 2020. Ms. Cynthia Lamas, Spanish teacher, Mr. Ron Meyer, theater teacher and director, and Mr. Todd Reinhardt, band teacher and director. Thank you for your commitment to the students at Truman High School and for the rich legacies you leave behind. We would also like to thank our teachers and our school staff for supporting us each step of the way to this day. We couldn't do it without you.
Fellow Patriots, some of you have made the most selfless of decisions in committing to serve our country upon graduation. In fact, some graduates have already begun their duties and are unable to be with us today. If you are a graduating senior who has made this commitment in serving in our country's military, will you please stand as I read your name and accept our gratitude? Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Austin Anderson, U.S. Army. Emily Buckner, U.S. Army. Logan Conrad, U.S. Marines. Thackeray Crowley, U.S. Army. Demetrius Johnson, U.S. Marines. Nathan Lewis, U.S. Army Reserves. Daniel Nickens, U.S. Army. Terry No, U.S. Marines. Benny Ochoa, U.S. Army. Hunter Pillinger, U.S. Marines. Dane Rowlett, U.S. Army. And Alex Tran, U.S. Army.
As we are reflecting on our journeys to this day, please join me in a moment of silence for those students who are no longer with us. We have a remembrance chair here in front, which remains empty with a gown draped over it in honor of those classmates who lost their lives before they had the opportunity to graduate. Thank you.
Nearly 20 years ago, the Truman staff established an ongoing recognition for graduating seniors in 12 academic disciplines called the Patriots Scholar Award. This award reflects the work and dedication done by a particular student within that academic discipline. As graduates' names are read, their award will be announced as they cross the stage. Each scholar will receive their own award plaque, and their picture and name will be posted on award plaques displayed at the school, commemorating their contributions. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Lexus Wade, our student commencement speaker.
Thank you, Taylor. Welcome, parents, family, faculty, and thank you for being here. First, I would like to congratulate all of my fellow seniors on how far we've come. It is an honor to speak in front of you today. I'm sure most of you recognize me, and I'm sure it's all for different reasons. I was part of many different crowds at Truman, and because of this, I had the opportunity to meet so many vastly different people. In our time at Truman, we have all met people from different walks of life, and we have all overcome our own struggles. We've been able to participate in clubs, sports, and activities that help to shape our personalities. With each passing year, we grew stronger and became the people that we are today. It is not our education, our classes, or grades that we will remember. It is the people, the accomplishments, and the fun we had in high school that will stick with us. When we look back in 20 years, we won't remember the lectures from our classes or the tests that we crammed for. We will remember moments like this. Some of us will remember the wins we had with our teams, the competitions we went to, or the celebrations we had with our clubs. Others will remember cheering in the student section, screaming at the top of your lungs to win Timmy, or even throwing parties. No matter what, we will remember our friends, our relationships, and the teachers that changed us. And we will always remember Truman. But we also won't forget the hardships that we faced. I'm sure we can all agree that high school was not always fun. It was complicated, stressful, and tiring. And yet, here we are, ready to move on to the next chapter in our lives. We survived, and that in itself has prepared us for the future. We will leave here knowing that no matter how hard things get, we can survive. We could have given up, thrown in the towel, and walked away at any point during these 4 years, but we persevered. This year in particular, our class went through more loss than any class before us. We watched our senior year get taken away from us piece by piece. We suffered through online schooling, electronic AP tests, and lost our senior seasons. We stayed strong, even though for many of us, it was hard to find any motivation. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." By walking across this stage today, we are showing that we had the courage to continue. Our senior year may have been cut short, but we still have our whole lives ahead of us, and now we are only stronger. Thank you for being here today, and congratulations to all of you.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce the Independence Board of Education. If you could please hold your applause until each board member has been introduced. President, Mrs. Denise Fears. Vice President, Mr. Eric Knipp. Director, Mrs. Carrie Dixon. Director, Mrs. Jill Essery. And Director, Mr. Greg Finke. This afternoon, it is my honor to award the Board of Education Scholarship Medal to 5 young people who have excelled academically. The Board of Education Scholarship Medal is awarded to the top 1% of the graduating class who completed all 4 years of high school within the Independent School District. As I announce these young people, would their families in the audience also please stand and be recognized as your graduate steps forward to receive their award? Zachary Freeman, son of Edward and Shauna Freeman. Samuel Griffin, son of Anthony and Debbie Griffin. Marlee Gunther, daughter of Brian and Lisa Gunther. Kinley Miller, daughter of Sherry Miller and Stephanie Story. Taylor Schumann, daughter of Amy Rogers and James Schumann.
At this time, will all the candidates for graduation please stand? Mrs. Fears, Mr. Knipp, and members of the Independence Board of Education, it is with a great deal of pride that I present to you the 56th graduating class of Truman High School, the class of 2020. These candidates have met the requirements for graduation set forth by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Independence Board of Education. It is my privilege to present them to you for graduation and the presentation of diplomas.
By the authority vested in me through the State of Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the School District of Independence, I hereby declare you graduates of Truman High School Class of 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony is a solemn event that marks this rite of passage. It is important that parents, relatives, and friends have the opportunity to recognize their graduate's success by hearing the names as their graduate is announced. For that reason, it is necessary that parents and students please hold their applause until all students have had the opportunity to be recognized. Please be respectful and courteous to all of our graduates. Those who are not respectful of all graduates may be asked to leave. A professional photographer has been hired to take pictures as the Board of Education members recognize your student as they arrive on the stage. At this time, will the first row remain standing, and will all remaining rows please be seated?
Vanessa Ann Pyle.
Austin James Lewis.
Elizabeth Jean Dieter.
Logan Christian Freers.
Ashley Janine Cologne.
Jacob Winton Freers.
Marissa Lynn Brown.
Hunter Reese Donaldson.
Alexa Ortiz.
Kara Brooke Amos.
Keely Abigail Roberts.
Vanessa Irene Garcia.
Tanae Ivaliani Ruth Fuimaono.
Kaylin Marie Williams.
Abby Wood.
Andrew Samisi Fanua.
Vita Liliana Weeks.
Jamie Sophia Maldonado.
Aaron Josiah Renshaw.
Tori Armani Wyatt.
Alexandria Jalen Mesh.
Savannah Rebecca Fapuli.
Shay Michael McQueen.
Emily Burris.
Drake E. Leighton Floyd.
Alyssa Michelle Timms.
Recipient Patriot Scholar Award in Foreign Language, Lexus Elise Wade.
Recipient of the Patriot Scholar Award in Music, Kayla Rowland.
Tanner J. Shipley.
Andreas Emilio Mendoza.
Jasmine Montoya.
Mark A. Williams, Jr.
Deja Capri Drew.
Tanner Jonathan Allen Trinery.
Maria Vanessa Alcala.
Michael Edgardo Mendez.
Marissa Lynn Johnson.
Julian Nunez.
Kara Ella Allison Crowley.
Alexis Israel Garduno.
Recipient of the Patriot Scholar Award in Math, Wan T. Doe.
Jose Trinidad Calderon, Jr.
Amber Aaliyah Espinoza.
Jonathan Isaac Botello.
Ramses Alejandro Solis.
Joseph Derek McDonald.
Cassidy May Stillwell.
Marcelo Martinez.
Lexi Elizabeth Stillwell.
Marciel Marino, Jr.
Jalen Nicole Weremeyer.
Archer Zane Lundy.
Angie Daniela Sagastumi Zuniga.
Finn Paris.
Daly Geraldina Umanzor Guerrera.
Grace Wilhelmine Josephine Legg.
Benny Ochoa.
Shanna Raspado Springer.
Recipient of the Patriot Scholar Award in Industrial Arts, Mario Angel Gonzalez Perez.
Mackenzie Renee Hazlitt.
Jacob Allen Lance.
Amy Victoria Garcia.
Sean Matthew Feeker.
Rafael Mora Orozco.
Luke Owen Reagan.
Ricky John Adams.
Daniel Robert Gatchett.
Tristan Nicole Carey.
Grant Ryan Harger.
Christian Hernandez Gutierrez.
Jasmine Renee Evans.
Rudy Ryan Merling.
Shakayla Aaliyah Goodwin.
Ethan Ryan Williams.
Jordan Paul Palmer.
Zane Matthew Acuna.
Kivion Lee Morgan Martin.
Britton Darnell Robinson.
Jacoda Hoeg.
Weston Thomas Jester.
Bianca Lee Miller.
Devin Christian Jett.
Catherine E. Crew.
Micaiah Elizabeth Meyer.
Ethan Patrick Keith.
Brooke Christine Duffett.
Tessa Lanice Williams.
Kenna D. Kinsey.
Emily Christine Gilliam.
Maddie Jane Carter.
Recipient for the Patriots Scholar Award in English, Michaela Joan Reveal.
Sydney Rayanne Morgan.
Josiah Paul Rose.
Jaleel Phillips.
Lindsay Anne Marie Hohencenter.
Maceo Dylan Mananu.
Parker Walters.
Samuel Jerron Billimon.
Logan Scott Conrad.
Marcus Denzel Moore.
John Paul Sammons.
Demond Leon Shears.
Hunter Hurst Pillinger.
Cameron Michael Robbins.
Lance Edward Dukes.
Abby Ann Jin Whiting.
Kobe Ryan Dernier.
Vivian Ziafet.
Earl Joseph Calvi Jr.
Marissa Villalobos.
Julian Nicholas Clardy.
Gabrielle Marceline Rose Cooper.
Cody M. Pleacher.
Haley Elise Williams.
Braden Alphonse Schramm.
Hamdi Ahmed Collins.
Jackson Abrams.
Olivia Marie Lundquist.
Elijah Lewis Solis.
Brett Dwayne Lundquist.
Jeffrey Trevor Hickman Jr.
Eric Nathaniel Cresswell.
Mark Anthony Daniel Jr.
Alexander Patton Gaynor.
Anthony S. Roberts.
Rhiannon Elmore.
Ryan Elijah Gifford.
Ricky Howard Elmore, Jr.
Daniel Wayne Cowdrey.
Jennifer Dawn Combs.
Juan Lamont Johnson, Jr.
Abigail Hopkins.
Will Christopher Black.
Alexis Marie Groves.
Lillian Ava Mix.
Recipient of the Patriots Scholar Award in Family and Consumer Science, Nicholas Jaden Wisenhunt.
Olivia Louise Sowers.
Shelby Jameis Weibel.
Shauna Marie Clemens.
Seth William Cassidy.
Christian David Aguiar Manji.
Anthony D. O'Neill.
Mario Roberto Jimenez Calderon.
Kathleen Jewel Wheeler.
Jose Francisco Linares.
Carly Ann Moore.
Patricia Angeli Calderon.
Kimberly T. Sanchez.
Terry Bao No.
Grace Alice Pearson.
Jocelyn Rodriguez.
Jacqueline Elizabeth Fitzgerald.
McKenna C. Pontillion.
Alexandria Grammer.
Alyssa Nicole Bruntmeyer.
Elena Yvonne Dupuy. Yes.
Alexandra Morgan Ray Hauchick.
Adriana Marcela Medina Dras.
Joshmelly Denise Ochoa Brasino.
Elisa Esther Suarez Cabrera.
Andrea Nicole Riccardi.
Carlem Denise Torres.
Nathaniel Dominguez Novas.
Gretel Milena Perez Pupo.
Herrick Cano Atum.
Ernesto Torres.
Angelina Maria D'Angelo.
Rodrigo Ismael Quijada.
Mylan Rashawn Townsend.
Brandon Cruz Torres.
Jordan Robert McKinney.
Sydney Rain Laswell.
Isaac Jordan Albrecht Weaver.
Natalia Martinez.
Stephen Ezekiel Tillman.
Sarah Joan Faye Rich.
Andrew Wayne Thompson.
Jennifer Lynn Stump.
Devin E. Boston.
Jared Keenan Gray.
Hannah Jane Carr.
Haley Page Fight.
Angela K. Burns.
Caitlin Marie Bovers.
Vincent Lai.
Caitlin Marie Kendall.
Ryan Noel Caswell.
Spirit Jerice Trigg.
Logan Grace Lanigan.
Levi Russell Richard Bartley.
Paige Michelle Kutch.
Anthony J. McCullough.
Recipient Patriot Scholar Award in Business, Kaylee Brianna Westeffer.
James Wesley Nelson.
Kaylee Monet Wink.
Seth Trussell.
Cameron Michael Brent Richards.
Colin Patrick Hawking.
Lindsay A. McMillian.
Sarah Ann Crawford.
Leah Sophia Nelson.
Jacob Lane McCutcheon.
Mercy Noel Lassard.
Samantha Jo Fletcher.
Teresa Marie Crownover.
Luke Thomas Sullivan.
Caleb Lawrence Trzowski.
Ethan Gabriel Green.
Annika Grace Danes.
James Dean Parks.
Vanessa Guerrero.
Seth David Bauer.
Kaylee Angela Benson.
Alex Douglas White.
Jennifer Abigail Marina Cordova.
Seth Burnell Ammons.
Celine Vasquez Felix.
Branton Allen Gillum.
Aaron Emil Gillespie.
Mario Alfredo Guzman Villegas.
Casey Lee Anthony.
Autumn Sharon Adams.
Melissa Marie Howell.
Akira M. Smith.
Abigail N. Ortiz.
Rigo Scott Lupercio.
Mauro Ruben Martinez.
2019-2020 recipient of the Patriot Scholar Award in Science, Seth Sage Trewick.
Emily Janae Ritchie.
Drake Riley Hawley.
Mason Scott Howe.
Brooklyn Ryan Leal.
Tanner Patrick Youngblood.
Jaden Alexander Merle Dickinson.
Aaliyah Michelle Hendricks. Drake Ashton Butler.
Carmen Kinchlow.
Daniel Lee Nickens.
Thomas Lee Wayne Parker.
Kaylin E. Kyle.
Riley Elizabeth Hildebrandt.
Aurora Grace Dugan.
Ethan Zane Bradshaw.
Connor M. Banks.
Grant Edward Robertson.
Anthony James Braden.
Aditi Anand.
Caden Thomas Kelsey.
Jason Roger Chapman.
Jerry Sakan Yalfoy.
Caleb Cloyce Kaufman.
Matthew Lawrence Johns.
Emily Ruth Buckner.
Krista Lynn Warren.
Ethan Kyle Lobsher.
Faith Troutman Graves.
Jaden Rose DeTore.
Caitlin Elaine Moore.
Megan Meredith Hippensteel.
Gage Darwin Barbetta.
Riley M. Smith.
Ronald Eugene Davis Jr.
Dion Q. Monroe. I call myself.
Marvell Joshua Leroy Harris.
Stephanie Reyes Moreno.
Carson Michael Siebert.
Jamel Andre Norton, Jr.
Holden Brooks.
Jada Alexis Norton.
Nathan Drew Clemens.
Theresa Imion Young.
Caleb Robert Allen.
Anaya Unique Brown.
Recipient of Patriot Scholar Award in Physical Education, Carter Ryan Brown.
Shakiria Janae Cohen.
Zachary Joseph Servey.
Jessica Nicole Jaggets.
How's that? Jackets? Bradley Jock Menzies Jr.
Annika Beard.
Benjamin Day.
Samantha Rojas.
Hayden Patrick Torpy.
Jeremy Klinsman, Jr.
Brock Brian Bristow.
Scott Gordon Duncan, Jr.
Marcus Mackay East.
Madison Cheyenne Barnes.
Mark Joseph Stewart.
Devin Sims.
Nathan Michael Lewis.
Alyssa Cheyenne Rodriguez.
Olivia Ridge.
Arian Stiers.
Justin Daniel Rivers.
Tavarin Josiah Nelson.
Jessica Olivas Morales.
Michelle Danielle Alford.
Victoria Christine Pendergast.
Marley Suzanne Ginther.
Cameron Renee Parker.
The recipient of the 2019-2020 Patriot Scholar Award in Social Studies, Taylor Nicole Schumann.
Ayana Nicole Shakur.
Samuel Ray Griffin.
Anaya Ileana Marie Guerra.
Kinley Zhengshao Miller.
Lanny Everett Barnes.
Zachary Wayne Freeman.
Devontae Montreal Jenkins. Amariana Joao Proctor. Carry-on Nashe Reynolds. Deanna Guadalupe Ayala. Uriah Sierra Alvarez. Nina Simone Harrison. Jewel Nicole Janae Hart.
At this time, we would also like to recognize our class of 2020 graduates who were unable to attend today's ceremony. Austin Anderson. Chloe Day Lin Berridge. Andrew David Bledsoe. David Brack. Zachary Brahman. Thackeray Crowley. Adam J. Herrick. Cayman Lennox. Brennan McLean. Justin McFadden. Aaron Matthew Porter. Dane Rowlett. Stephen R. Vaughan.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Truman High School and in honor of the class of 2020, we want to thank you all for being here today to celebrate our commencement. Graduates, congratulations to you and best wishes on your future endeavors. You are now in a prestigious group known as alumni, so remember, Truman, once a Patriot, always a Patriot. We will now conclude today's ceremony with our graduation recessional. Please honor the graduates by remaining in your seats until they have exited the field. This concludes our ceremony.